Hi guys, welcome to my third video log on the coaching process. To start off, I'll firstly explain the session that we were going through to give a little background to the video. Then I'll explain the coaching process and the aspects of it that I will be focusing on. And then finally, I'll highlight the positives and negatives of my own coaching and describe how I could improve my group weight room sessions in the future. To give a little background to the session that we have here, it's with a club ladies football team, and the part of the video that we're going to be analysing is on the movement preparation or activation prior to plyometrics and a strength and power block. This is a new phase of training for the girls, so some of these exercises would have been new to them. So a lot of the focus of this video is going to be on my instruction and the subsequent feedback. In terms of the coaching process then, there have been a number of general or broad definitions for it, including one by Borry and Knowles saying that it's a series of stages the coach goes through to help athletes learn and improve skills. Cross and Elise went a little bit further with it to say that the ability to identify and analyze and control variables that affect athlete performance is central to effective coaching. One model of the process laid out by Friars explains that coaches can and should analyze and modify their approach to match performance goals of athletes and players. This can be done through 5 steps seen in the cycle shown here, where it begins with data collection, then goes on to diagnosis, action planning, the implementation of the plan, and then evaluation. With this in mind then, the purpose of this video is to review the aspects of the coaching process, such as my own instruction and feedback, my body language and energy, as well as seeking player feedback to modify my approach to enhance skill learning individually.
Alright, just watch it here. Okay, first one you're going to grab today. Everybody bring it around here. So, the band goes just above your knees, alright, you're just hanging off the rack here, in a little squat. Drop your knees in and then you're stretching the band as much as you can to keep your feet flat. Alright? So drop them in, stretch the band to keep your feet flat. You've got 8 of those, right? Hold it for a couple of seconds out the end, alright? Next one, you've got a band pull. So part of the band is wrapped around the scratch. Just like the dead bug, you're lifting your legs up here. You're pulling the band with your elbows straight out in front, hold that for a couple of seconds, and then relax. Okay? I want you to imagine a piece of paper underneath here in your back and you're pinning that piece of paper into the ground. Okay? Hip hinge you already know, so opposite hand, opposite leg. Reach to the roof with this hand and push that hip up to the roof. Okay? Hold that for a couple of seconds, and then relax. Go again. Okay? Overhead squat. Grab the towel. Or hold the band up over the front of your head and you're sitting straight down with the feet chest like a dog and then back up again. Alright? And then you've got a single leg hip lift up straight. So heel up the bench, lift up one leg, turn that belt buckle up here, hold it for a couple of seconds and then back down. Okay? You put your hands on your back, you should be able to feel your back muscles working it off. Alright? I'll give you 10 minutes to go through all those. If you have your own work to do, you can do that as well. Okay?
If I was to critique my coaching and instruction now, I think initially I provide quite good analogies to focus the attention of the athletes externally. So things like turning the belt buckle up would fix posture on the single leg hip lift, and pinning the back against the ground, like pinning a piece of paper against the ground, cues the athlete to engage the anterior core for the band pull. I also think that my demonstration is quite effective while I'm instructing and providing these external cues. In terms of negatives or things that I could work on, with 5 exercises to run through and maybe 3 or 4 key coaching points in each exercise, there's a lot of information there for the athletes to process. So to ensure or to optimize their learning for each skill or each exercise, I potentially should have got them as a group and ran through the exercises individually. As well as that, I didn't seek understanding. I didn't ask any open questions or ensure that they understood the exercises or what they had to do before I got them to perform the exercise. One thing that I can notice immediately is that as soon as I finish my instructions for the exercises, the girls have to go and get all the equipment to perform the exercises. I should have the gym set up for them to do this already, because it delays the time between my instruction and their performance, and this delayed time wouldn't be optimal for their skill learning as much as if they were just to be able to do it straight away. As well as that, my body language after I've given the instruction and during the instructions wasn't energetic enough, and it wasn't positive enough to provide the girls with the motivation and to turn their focus onto the session that they had to do straight away. And you can see that with 4 or 5 of the girls talking down the end of the gym and not getting straight into the session that they had to do. So that intensity or that focus isn't there with all of them, and a potential remedy for this would be a group dynamic movement preparation and activation. So say like a mirror drill for the band work, and other interactive exercises would help the girls focus on the session, but also for some of the less outgoing girls, help them feel more part of the group and used to doing things as a team. If I skip on the video, then you can see that this information overload by giving all the 5 exercises at the same time becomes problematic. If we focus firstly on the girl on the floor doing her band pulls in the pink, I focus a lot of my attention on her and re-explaining what she has to do for the band pull, and this takes away from every other athlete. If we play the video again, you can see the girl in the pink, or the girl in the blue on the left, doesn't get the full benefit of the hip hitch. Now if I was to do each exercise individually with the group all together and go through them all separately, I'd be able to I'd only have to make minor adjustments for each exercise and each athlete, rather than focusing all of my attention onto the one. The next clip will show me providing and seeking feedback, where I ask the athlete where the exercise is working and how it feels, to help aid her understanding of the skill and enhance the performance of it. Like I mentioned, by questioning the athlete and asking open-ended questions, it helps her develop a deeper understanding of how to perform the skill by making the athlete aware of where the skill is working and how it should feel. By showing what she was doing and the difference between that and proper execution, she can get a better grasp of what is being asked of her. One thing worth noticing though is that there's a significant lack of positive reinforcement provided after good or adequate execution of the exercise. This becomes more substantial of a problem, especially because I've highlighted her poor performance without balancing it out and reinforcing her to maintain her motivation in the session. There are definitely some positive and negative aspects in relation to the components of the coaching process. In regard to my communication, my demonstration and instruction provides the athletes with adequate external focus of attention. However, it's clear that by explaining all of the exercises together, there is too much information to process for the athletes, and this results in a breakdown of the skill execution. As said previously, by doing the exercises individually as a group, this could have helped combat that problem. A lack of positive reinforcement is also evident, which is very important in reinforcing good behaviour. My coaching behaviour and planning can be linked as well, and the fact that each exercise has been prescribed individually pushes me towards a more commanding style, whereas if I was to use more interactive exercises and engage the athletes more, they would have been able to use more of a guided discovery to enhance their motor learning. And finally, by not having equipment ready or the facilities ready, meant that there was a delay between my instruction and their performance, thus decreasing the learning effect and not engaging the athletes as much as I could have.